I did a cooking demonstration at Chabad on Lincoln, and I had a little thing to read talking about Shavuot and why we eat dairy, which you want me to go over that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hear somebody coming.
That's why it's a good start.
I think it's a good start. So Shavuot is when after 49 days, 50 days technically, 49 days after Passover, God gave the Ten Commandments to the Jewish people. And in that time, there were portions of the Torah that were revealed. One of them was the issue of kosher and how to eat kosher and the not mixing of milk and meat. And because the people weren't sure what to do about preparing meat, killing the animal, getting it ready, preparing the meat, they didn't eat meat, but were eating dairy products only until more was revealed to them about the laws of kashrut and the laws of meat. And so they were eating dairy, and that's why Shavuot is a dairy holiday. Right? But they didn't try to kill us. It's one of the few where they didn't try to kill us. They didn't, let's eat. So today we're making a Dubai chocolate no-bake cheesecake. The recipe is in front of you. It's a little, there's not a lot of work to do. You're not baking. You're really not doing work. There's just a lot of measuring and a lot to do. So the recipe I will tell you comes from, there's a kosher magazine. It's like the kosher version of Bon Appetit. It's called Fleischigs, which is the Yiddish word for meat. And once a year, they do a milhig copy for Shavuos. So that's where this recipe comes from. So just so that you know what the origin is. And we're going to get started. So first question is, what are butter biscuits? And so, oh, you don't have the thing set up. All right, let me,
Which thing? I did.
that, I'm going to just put this on here
This thing?
just to get this
How
going.
would you like it? How would you like this?
Anyway, yeah, on the side is good. It's on.
If you're ready here.
I'm ready for it. Although, you know what? I don't want to use it all up. Okay, we're just going to melt the butter. My version of a double boiler. Okay, so with the recipe, first one says butter biscuits. So you kind of have to understand that they're asking you to use a butter, any kind of butter cookie. The Bishop's cookies, if you're familiar with them, are really, really a delicious, flavorful cookie, which I said, oh, it must be a Bishop's cookie. Bishop's on their own, they give them out on yeah, American Airlines. Can you make the fire a little lower?
Sure.
Thank you, because it's boiling over. Really low.
Oh, yeah. That good?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like a good.
Okay, good.
And I'll do it.
Can you go lower? Oh, there, I can spill some water out. Anyway, so that's what I did. I bought them. You can get them at the kosher market. Imperial Mishas. Everybody has these, but not necessarily the kosher ones. If it says Lotus on it, that's what is the kosher one. So that's what the butter cookie is. I would think that vanilla wafers would be fine too. So that's just, it's your choice. Okay. Second thing is, this recipe is all in grams. Grams are is there somebody out there? I apologize. Usually it's just not that. Yes. I have a scale which, can you see it?
Yeah.
You can see the scale. Okay. So when I go to weigh something, first of all, the scale has units. So you can have grams, ounces, pounds. I'm not sure there's a fourth one there, but I'm not sure what it is. When you want to go to weigh something, put your container that you're going to put your product in first that it does have a weight, so that's like an 0.08. You hit the button that says tare, T-A-R-E, and it brings it back to 0. So then if you need 5 grams of something, that's when you start to count for your 5 grams. You can keep adding. If I was going to add to this, that first of all, the glass weighs a lot, and then the chocolate chips weigh a lot, I'll bring that again back to 0. And if I needed 28 grams of butter, I would just put it in here until it registered number 28. So it's really not that difficult, but it just takes time to do the measuring. Otherwise, you can convert it on your own, and that also takes a lot of time. So I'm going to move my scale because I think I'm done with it. So we're going to do this in steps. The first thing is the crust. And I made one yesterday so that it has to refrigerate for 24 hours so that you can taste it today. So the crust recipe is the butter biscuits, which I use the Lotus cookies, put them in the food processor until they become like sand. And I'm going to wear gloves because I always wear gloves when I cook for others. My husband, yeah. Oh, someone here? Oh, good. Perfect timing. We're just ready to get started. Is the door closed out there? Excellent. Okay. So I have, hello. I have the butter cookies ground up in the food processor. I've already weighed out the cocoa powder. So we're going to mix that in here. And I am melting the butter. So let's get this mixed up first. And this is all you do. Since the cookies are already cooked, there's no eggs and it's got the butter in it. It's already edible when it's as it is. So that's the first. That's almost done. And I could just turn this off.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And then we're going to put the butter, which is just about melted, and it's 150 grams of butter. We're going to mix this up real well. I didn't give it an opportunity to melt completely because it'll get the warmth of the other. And we're going to mix it up really, really well. At some point, I'm going to stick my hand in there because my hands, I find that your hands are the best utensil that you can use. Like now. And get it all coated really, really well. You could also use graham crackers. It's just that this gives it a very, very unique and different taste, and you'll see when you go to taste it. All righty. Then the next step is 10-inch springform pan. My key to when I'm opening my dishwasher. When I go to spray Pam in anything, I always put whatever I'm spraying in the dishwasher because this stuff is impossible to wash out of your sink. It's impossible to wash off of your counter. There's always a film, it always sticks, but the dishwasher cleans it right up. So I'm just going to stick it in here and spray it around. And then all the mess is in there and it's going to get cleaned on its own. And then the instructions ask you to put a parchment on, line the bottom of your pan in parchment. I have these squares that I received actually in a gift, so it's a great excuse to use them. So I'll use a,
You use avocado oil?
yeah, because the other spray Pam is just more chemicals and this is natural. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what type of spray you use, like you don't want to use an olive oil or a garlic spray, but yeah, but that oil is fine. Can you see what I'm doing? Should I move over?
I don't know.
Now I'm good. And one more. Could be. But it doesn't weigh very much. Okay, and I've left it coming up on the side so that when I take it out of the spring form, it's a lot easier. I'm going to want to take it off of this and put it on a plate, makes it a lot easier to lift out. So once you get that greased and lined, we're just going to put all of this in here. So slippery. And we're going to spread it out. The pan that I made this, the one that you're going to taste in actually is a little bit smaller than this one. So your crust will be a little bit thicker and the cake will be a little bit, the dimensions of it will be a little bit smaller, it'll be higher. But I wanted to do this one actually in exactly how it's supposed to be. So we're just going to flatten this out, get it to the edges. You can use a cup to just get it nice and flat. I don't know if you could see.
We can see.
Pardon?
That's a nice.
Yeah. If you had a short, I don't have a short offset spatula, but if you had a short one, that would be something easy to use as well. But this is just as good.
In other words, it's just a base. It's not up the sides.
Right. It's just the crust. Okay. And it's refrigerated for 15 minutes. So while we go on to the next step, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. Next is the pistachio filling. So the pistachio filling gets katef, which is, I want to show you what the box, this particular brand looks like. It's shredded phyllo dough. It's shredded phyllo dough. Comes in a bag like this, and it's shredded as fine as can be. So like hair, and so you wouldn't want to just use regular phyllo. This is much better. So that's, and there are many different brands that are kosher. You want to see this one?
No, do you want me to pass it around?
Yeah, you can.
Where'd you get it?
I got this at Baez Market. So Baez Market is a Middle Eastern market. There's one at 20th Street and Roosevelt, and there's a much larger one at 27th Ave and Northern. So that, I'm just trying to remember, I don't know that I've seen that in any of your standard grocery stores. But yeah, so, and just about every different brand, they have 3 or 4 different brands, they're all kosher. So for the base, okay, so we need 28 grams of butter. So what you have to do first, I started, because it takes a little, it won't take time if you have a big enough pan, but I don't have a big enough dairy pan, so I had to do it in, here's where I want to do it. So I had to do it in increments. I just turn this on.
Yeah. You'll see it.
I saved medium high. So I saved a little bit of I started browning it in butter because you want it crunchy, you want to have that texture in there as well. it gives it a nice toasty flavor. So I saved the rest of the butter. And let's get that going in here. No, I think that's good. And then when the butter melts a little bit, we're going to put the rest of the phyllo in. I used this dough to make, eggs. So here's like just makes a really, really nice breakfast, and it's something very, very different. And it's so simple. Put butter in a pan, put the shredded phyllo on top, let it kind of get a little bit brown, break an egg, let it cook a little bit more, turn it over so it's an over easy egg, put it on a plate, maple syrup, and what else did I think I might have put in some green onion? Just really, really delicious. It's impressive. You can make it in one large omelet. You can do it individual, but it's really, really nice. You can, if your family is impressed, impress your family, impress your friends. And this, as you can see, toasts up really, really quick. So you want to have this toasted. It adds the texture and it adds a really good nutty flavor. So there's that. Okay. Don't touch that. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, can I have my scale?
Sure.
Thank you. We're going to weigh the pistachio paste. So now you'll see how that works with, okay. So the bowl, get that on there and squeeze this. And we need 300 grams of this.
Maybe the Costco, they sold the little doilies that we at the station.
They had?
Yeah, it was like shot.
Really? That's nice that they had.
I don't know.
I hadn't seen it, but probably, I mean, you need a lot for this recipe. So here we go. So what am I weighing out? I'm weighing out 300 grams. You could see the numbers increasing.
And where do you get the pistachio?
Amazon. Amazon. This was the only one that I found that's kosher.
How much was one bag?
It's expensive.
Mhm.
Like,
$15 a bag?
This is why I do buy chocolate.
that's why Dubai chocolate's expensive. 10 grams.
$15 a bag?
No, about $25 a bag.
Oh.
You're
Yeah.
having a very expensive bite today.
Yes, enjoy it. Eat slowly,
Yes.
savor. So I'm going to squeeze all this out.
And how many grams that you have a bag?
227. 227.
That's me frozen when I do it.
Well, the lucky.
Ah, you're funny, Pinky. There's my other spoons. Now it says 227. I got 195 out of it, so I don't know. I could have had to keep squeezing.
Oh, yeah.
So, oop, a little over. Okay. We're going to use the rest of this for the rest of the recipe. So we're going to put in the, excuse. No, you're not at all. I'm going to get my gloves on in a second. The butter's been in there from where we toasted that. I'm gonna put this in. And as I said, you could make your pistachio paste yourself, but pistachios aren't that inexpensive. I would use, I think that the more flavor you infuse in something, the better. And so I would do roasted salted pistachios just to give a little more depth of flavor in it. These are probably just plain pistachios. So,
Instead of it being a paste,
pardon?
instead of it being a paste, could you grind the nuts?
Well, no, because you need the wetness. Yeah, you don't want it to be dry. You need the wetness, so that's why the paste. Ground nuts would just be another layer of dry, and it would crumb.
The paste to make it a paste.
Nothing. They process it so it's like peanuts. They process it so it becomes a paste. So we're just trying to mix all this up. Pardon? Oh, well, then it won't be Dubai chocolate. Yes, it's the pistachio that makes it the Dubai chocolate. You could, yes, you could use peanut butter. And they are giving you options, absolutely, to change the flavor and make it different. So the purpose of this one and the main ingredient in Dubai chocolate is this phyllo and the pistachio. And that's nice and mixed in. We're going to put this on top of the bottom layer and put it back in the refrigerator. I just want to get this. And I don't think that you could mix this as well with anything other than your hands. Really is the best. Your hands are your best utensil. And all the extra, a little gross. Looks like little baby poops.
Hey.
Hey, it does. Like breastfed baby poops. I know. Okay. So there is a good amount of butter in the crust, which once it's refrigerated, it'll help it get hard quickly because the fat congeals. So we're going to do this. Let me get another glove. I go through a lot of gloves. And I'll move this over so you can see better. I always have to be conscious of this. Good, right? Okay, here we go. So we're going to take this layer. And we're going to spread it out exactly as we did the crust. You don't want to press too hard in case your crust still needs more to set.
I think this could be the whole meal. Good slot for this.
And that's your next layer. Oh, there's a picture. I'll have to show you the picture in the magazine, but you'll see the finished product. It really is very pretty when you cut a slice and you see the different layers. And that always. Okay. All righty, we're going to put this back in the fridge so that sets a little bit. Next thing we're going to do is get ready to melt the chocolate. There's my pan. So I have Instant Pot, which will give us a head start on the boiling water. Yeah. So we want to melt. This is, it's 100 ounces of chocolate chips. And I use Trader Joe's semi-sweet part chocolate chips. Where's my bag? I'll show you what those look like. Here we go. Trader Joe's has a really nice Parve chocolate chip. So we've got that going. While that is going, I want to lay out the pistachio paste that we need to put in with the chocolate. Let's get that on there. It's amazing. It did weigh empty was 8 point whatever, 0.8. Now it's 14. So even just a drop of it weighs. So we need 100 grams. I'm not sure we're going to get 100 grams out of here, but we'll do our best. It's in the tray. Here we go. We're going to garnish it with pistachios, so there'll be plenty of pistachio flavor in it. Now, I have to say that I did, we're going to be close. Uh-huh. All righty. There we go. So that's weighed out. I think we're done with the scale. Next thing we're going to do is get the, oh no, I do need this guy to weigh the milk. Thank you. No. Oh, here it is. Okie doke. Cream cheese. I've already weighed out the confectioner's sugar. Because it's no bake, it uses confectioner sugar, which will incorporate much better than regular sugar. You need heat in order to melt the granules of sugar. You don't need that with confectioner sugar. So if we just use sugar within the heavy cream and the cream cheese, it would be very granular. And so that's the reason for using confectioner sugar.
So he's in the slides.
No, why?
For the fun. That's what.
Um, I couldn't answer that question, but this recipe calls for confectioner sugar. And so I don't know what it would be for regular. I really don't. I want to shake these up. So the first thing we're going to do is mix these, but let me weigh them.
You found this also at the kosher market.
Yeah.
Or
You can buy that.
Yeah, you can buy
Yeah.
most,
brands?
yeah, not that
It
brand,
doesn't have to be that brand.
as long as it's kosher.
Safeway brands.
Right.
Okay.
So I need 270 grams of heavy cream. There we go. A little bit over. Okay. And you can see right here, correct? Okay. We want to whip the heavy cream. It says to soft peaks. That takes a while. So we'll see how long it takes. And I didn't want to do that ahead of time because then it would go flat and then I would lose what I need. Do you have both? You don't have an extension, huh?
I do.
I do too.
No, I haven't.
Okay. I know.
You saw your, where's your best album? Well, I'm losing those, so.
Yeah, one right there. Or you can unplug this.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay. So chocolate is doing a nice job melting. So we're going to go and I will tell you that a standing mixer with a whisk will do this a lot faster, but this is my dairy one. My standing mixer is, yes, this one, yes, this is the dairy one. This is the Halav Yisrael one. The other one is dairy also, but the mix master, but not Halav Yisrael. So that's why we're doing this. So it'll take a little longer. But if it's not ice cold, if you let it get to room temp, it'll whip up a lot faster. Just like with egg whites. When you whip egg whites, get them at room temperature. Otherwise, you're going to be there forever. So we're going to get this to soft peaks. A lot of money. About 50, 60. Which is
Was the A1 like it's bad? It's now you know. I'm thinking now.
exactly.
It's like killing me.
Exactly. No, now I'm not going to beat it to peaks because it's going to take a little bit of time and I don't want to do that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I need these. I have to do the cream cheese. So I'm going to put the cream cheese in, put the cream cheese in. It says to small pieces, put it in small pieces. The cake that you're going to taste, the cheesecake that you're going to taste, the cream, again, the cream cheese isn't quite, it's still a little, you can see parts of it, but that's because that's not as powerful as a regular mixer would be, but I couldn't use a regular mixer. But I let this get to room temperature and it's really, really soft. I did pre-weigh it. So this is the amount of cream cheese you need. There we go.
So it can't be whipped cream cheese. It's gotta be that.
No, whipped cream cheese doesn't have enough body and your cheesecake. I've never made a cheesecake with whipped cream cheese because it doesn't have enough body. It might make it really light and fluffy, which to me defeats the purpose of cheesecake because it's supposed to be like decadent and heavy. So let's do a couple of small pieces here. Just checking on my chocolate. We're going to incorporate the cream cheese. Don't put a lot of sugar in while it's going because it'll go all over your kitchen. So there's a lot of steps. It's work, but if the recipients are worth it, then there you go. Yes, no, this is a recipe for very special people. I wouldn't waste it on just anybody. A lot. It's 400 grams, which I don't know what that
Yeah, I don't know.
translates to. But and if your cream cheese is really soft, it's easy to incorporate. When you bake, make sure your eggs are at room temperature. Anything that has been refrigerated, bring down to room temperature before you incorporate it into your recipe. So much easier. Oh, really? Huh, a lot of cheesecake. It's for your special thin people.
Price just went up and everything. I said with the price of cream cheese and the pistachio, whatever, I said the price just went up again.
You're so funny. But I'll tell you, when I do these in the kitchen events, you never know. I have to be inspired for what I'm going to make because I have to find it interesting so that you can find it interesting. And if it bores me, it's going to bore you. So I'm always looking. And then when I got that magazine, I said, oh, here's the ticket. This is it. Because some things you just have to, well, I feel some things you just have to make when you see the recipe. And now I have a lot of people to help me eat it. Otherwise, it's just me and my husband. Although I'm sure I could convince the dog to be a great cheesecake fan. Because my dairy bowls are glass. Yes. And because I got permission from the rabbi. I always have to get permission from the rabbi. Yes, but that's why.
Times.
Oh,
What we do. Down to the hour. We may even have to an hour.
Okay. So we're going to mix in the pistachio paste. Almost. Yeah.
Why didn't you melt it in directly in the pot on low as opposed to the?
Because it'll burn. Chocolate burns very, very easily, and you need to be very, very careful with it. It's like it goes from perfect to burnt and inedible in about a nanosecond. So you have to be really, really careful. Here, so you could see. So I'm going to mix the chocolate up. It is melted. I'm going to mix it up and let it cool down for a second. And you see now it's nice and smooth and melted. Otherwise, you could never adjust the heat well enough to and that there's nothing worse than burnt tasting chocolate. That there's nothing worse than burnt tasting chocolate. Well, there's a lot of things worse, but that's bad. All righty. So I'm going to mix this up. It says to fold. You know what folding is. This is a quick fold. I will use the mixer just to really, really incorporate it. Usually when a recipe tells you to fold an ingredient in is because there's air in it and you don't want to deflate whatever, whatever you've got, so that like angel food cakes and the sponge cakes at Passover, those things need to be, those ingredients need to be folded in. But this, just cheesecake. So let's see. We're going to get this in there.
What makes it Dubai is the pistachio.
The pistachio and the phyllo. And then who doesn't like chocolate? So I think chocolate's the draw. Because if you just said pistachio, they don't mention pistachio or phyllo. They just say Dubai chocolate. And for some reason, why they call it Dubai, I don't know. Because really doesn't have anything to do with Dubai.
But the sheets that they only want to can afford it.
Perhaps. That's probably right. But we don't want to waste anything. Too expensive. And give this a quick. Nice and smooth. What? It's a lot of work. No, it's a lot of work. But in a minute, you're going to get to taste it and you'll see that it was definitely worth it. Just to get the extra off. Anybody want to lick the beaters?
You will just say.
You want to lick the beaters? Nothing. Okay. And we're going to put the cream cheese on top. Yeah, that's just hot water. Looks pretty, doesn't it?
It's like rich chocolate.
And once a year, Shavuot is once a year to do this.
Yeah,
Not a big deal.
use this.
Sure. You could lick the bowl. Spread it out nice and even. Do it under there.
Yummy.
Yummy.
I hope you've got a party coming.
This is the party.
But that's not the one we're gonna do. Come on, that's tomorrow.
No.
Can you make it fun?
What is not, what not? Okay. And then we put it in the refrigerator overnight. And then
We'll come back tomorrow.
voila. Oh, you want to take a picture? I have a,
I'm with you in it, 1 sec. How about that? Smile.
where am I looking? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, then, all
Yeah,
right, we'll do this one.
can't be famous. if you're-
I know, I can't, my eyes are always closed. Then it becomes this. So, and we're gonna garnish it. Now you see the difference in the pan, that's an 8-inch, this is a 9-inch, the inch makes all the difference. And
Got it.
got it? Okay,
Now you're famous.
there we go. Okay. Pistachios, roasted and salted, just to give a little, I think that raw nuts are overrated. I don't-
What
Not a-
donut?
raw nuts. I don't like raw nuts. They have to have a taste, they have to have a flavor. And the only thing, so just take a handful. If you don't want to chop them, this is the easy part of the recipe. If you don't want to chop them, hopefully everybody has a good heavy meat mallet,
Where we just don't use it.
or you just don't use it. Because you don't want to buy, when you buy crushed nuts or anything cut up, they charge you double the amount. Just smash them up a little bit in a plastic bag so they don't fly all over your counter.
You're not worried about ruining your.
I am not worried about ruining my counter. And then if you have artistic ability, you can do pretty things, but I don't. So we're just gonna kind of put them out around. And then thank you. We're gonna unmold it. Gonna cut around the edges. Under here, cut around the edges. Just so that, because it's cream cheese, if it were a cake, it would pull away really easily. The fact that it's the cream cheese, that's number one, why you grease it. Because you don't want it going along with the sides of your pan. Now we cross our fingers.
Didn't you have parchment paper?
I do underneath, but not up the sides. Anybody want to lick the knife? I wanna lick a knife.
Go ahead, please.
Someone sure look it. They're just not gonna tell you that.
Oh, you know what? I
You
was,
want to do it over there?
yeah,
Whoa.
there you go.
I'll share it. Oh, that looks stunning.
And so you can see the
Can you see
layers,
the layers.
but you'll see it when we cut it.
Oh, that's gorgeous. All right, darling.
You can move your hand and then I'll do one.
Wait, I'm gonna get the paper on.
Okay, girl.
It's not about the cost.
No,
It's about the enjoyment.
being lucky. Lucky to have it. Have you made such a beautiful thing?
I know, and I don't have a proper knife to cut it with, so, I mean, I do, but I can't. I know, I didn't think. So
Cut it with a plastic knife?
I am, because my knives are not,
Cheesecake. I mean,
I'm gonna sign off on the recording.
oh, is anybody on? There should be one person
Yeah,
on Zoom.
yeah.
Any questions?
Wait, don't you want to let them see the pizza?
Yeah.
I already did.
Oh, the slice.
Oh, a slice, for sure. Well, they'll see it. I'm not turning off this one.